What do you think of the airplane?
It's beautiful.
Huh? You like it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have 4 of them. 4 of them.
What's
So,
the carrying capacity?
I'm sorry?
What's the carrying capacity?
It'll carry 64 people.
Okay.
64 people. And it'll go direct from Florida or direct from New York. So it has good range, it has good altitude, it has good speed, and it's going to be a wonderful smooth flight. This is actually technically the first flight with our name on it. But we've been coming down here now for about a month with this or others of these airplanes. And we have 4 of them. So we've been breaking them in, and bringing them down and making sure that the pilots are familiar with the airport and with the instrumentation and everything else on the airport.
So, what does it mean?
Well, obviously, Aurora is the name of our new resort, and as you all know, it is the former Cuisinart resort, and we're making it over, into a resort that we think everybody clearly here on the island will be proud of, and those that are coming in to visit us will have the opportunity to fly in here directly. So they won't have to go through San Juan, they won't have to go through St. Martin. It'll be a direct landing right here on Anguilla. And that will facilitate, the transfer of people as they come from the United States directly to our island. And so obviously we're going to be building amenities at the resort, that will be engaging, will be fun, will be interesting, whether that's new restaurants, whether that's a complete family entertainment park that we're going to be building next year, and obviously a new golf course that we're redoing. Greg Norman is helping us re-engineer the golf course, and that's going to be available for people starting as early as next February. We've had some weather issues, and we've had some issues on bringing in some sand and getting the equipment in and all the kinds of resources to build a golf course or rebuild it. But it's all coming together, and we're beginning to grass the golf course now. We actually honestly believe we have an opportunity to have a top 100 golf course in the world right here. So we're real excited about that, and we think people will be traveling here from all around the world to play it, which obviously means that they'll be staying here and they'll be enjoying all that Anguilla has to offer, to those who visit. And because we're so proud of the people, that we've come to meet here, and our own employee base, I think you probably all know that we have nearly 500 employees, and we're excited about each and every one of them. And the job they do in taking care of the guests will be exceptional. So whether they're here to play golf or whether they're here to have their families, engaged in entertaining amenities, or whether they're attending one of our new restaurants that we're putting together, or just some of the new rooms and all the refurbishment that we're doing, we think it's going to be a great stay for the people that come here to visit not only us at our resort, but also all over the island.
We were just asking whether this plane will serve just your guests or all who's coming here.
These planes are designed to take care of our guests, that are coming into the island and staying at our resort. So obviously it'll depend on the season, it'll depend on the time of year, that we obviously have more flights or fewer flights and from different places. We are expecting to bring people in here from New York, as well as from Florida and other points on the East Coast. So we'll be busy by every measure, and obviously any and all of our staff, that are moving back and forth between our resort here on Anguilla and the United States will have the opportunity to just ride along, on those flights to visit back and forth between the United States and here.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Please be seated if you can. Thank you so much for coming out today. It is my esteemed honor and privilege to serve as chairperson of the inaugural arrival of Aurora Airlines. My name is Stacy Liebert. I'm the Director of Tourism. Before we move forward with this afternoon's proceedings, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Acting Premier, the Honorable Minister, Mr. Kenneth Hodge, the Minister of Infrastructure, Communications, Utilities, Housing and Tourism, Honorable Clayton, Parliamentary Secretary of Economic Development, Tourism, Natural Resource and Information Technology, the Honorable Quincy Marie, Minister of Economic Development, Commerce, Information Technology and Natural Resources, the Honorable Kyle Hodge, owner of Aurora Airlines and Aurora Anguilla Resort and Golf Club, Mr. Richard Schultz. Welcome.
Thank you.
Managing Director of Aurora Anguilla Resort and Golf Club, Mr. Simon Fricker. CEO of Anguilla Air and Seaport Authority, Mr. Sherman Williams. And Mr. Courtney Morton, Ministerial Assistant in the Ministry of Finance. Welcome everyone. I will now invite Acting Premier, the Honorable Kenneth Hodge, to open with a word of prayer.
Thank you very much. Protocol already has been established. We would like to invoke God's blessings upon this event here this afternoon. It is a momentous occasion in the life of Anguilla to see the birth of this new airline here in Anguilla. Lord, we want to ask your prayers upon Mr. Schultz and his management team for his vision in bringing this airline to Anguilla and for the benefits it will bring for air travel to and from this beautiful island. We pray for the pilots that will fly this airline. We pray for all the mechanics and others who will service these planes. We pray for the passengers who will fly on this plane. And above all, we continue to ask your blessings upon this island, that we may continue to overcome the ravages of this pandemic. We ask your blessings upon Aurora Anguilla as it seeks to embark on a new chapter in tourism in Anguilla, and that you continue to bless all the workers, management and staff as we move forward. We ask your blessings on you. Mr. Schultz, congratulations. Beautiful plane.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. Yeah. All the best. Thank you.
I want to also acknowledge members of the media that's here and the extended team. I will now invite by the Managing Director of Aurora Anguilla Resort and Golf Club, Mr. Simon Fricker.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming today to this inaugural flight of the first branded plane behind us. It's a true honor for me to be here today to show you this plane. So I have a lot of people to thank, and I just wanted to thank obviously everybody who came today. Again, Acting Premier Kenneth Hodge, thank you for coming. Minister Hodge and Minister Hughes and Parliamentary Secretary Quincy Gums, thank you so much. And Stacy Liebert, thank you so much for coming today. And all the members of the media for this great day. And of course, I want to thank Mr. Schultz for making this operation happen, together with the great team of Best Jets that put this operation in motion, and to truly bring, to make this opportunity come to life, to bring tourists from all over the globe to Anguilla, to make it much easier also to come here. So this is a great day for Aurora Resort, and I'm looking forward to more to come. So thank you for coming, and I'm handing over to Ms. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon to everyone in attendance.
Good afternoon.
Members of the media and persons online. I cannot begin to express the pride that I feel standing here today to officially welcome Aurora Anguilla Airlines, to the tarmac of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport. Collaboration and partnership for the goals have been a running theme in the majority of the interactions lately, and today's order to achieve our collective ambitions, partnership is key, is something worth celebrating. It says something that when confronted with the issue of limited airlift and access to Anguilla, Mr. Schultz and his team worked on solutions to improved airlift instead of turning to a destination with better airlift. It says to me that Aurora Anguilla is in it for the long haul. This celebration is symbolic. It is a reminder that we can no longer count ourselves out because of our size. What we lack in island size, we have in ocean space, airspace, human resource, and the generational vision that Anguilla is a resource worth sharing. While we hold dear to our aspirations of a larger and grander airport and runway, today we celebrate what can be done with what we have. Although this flight will be private for now, we look forward to the prospect of welcoming Aurora Anguilla in a commercial capacity. The significance of this moment is not lost on us. We recognize the literal and the figurative definitions of connectivity. First, in the context of connecting future visitors to our shores from the US and beyond to Anguilla, but also connectivity in the terms of the brand Aurora and its work to build meaningful connections with the government and people of Anguilla. We see your efforts and look forward to greater connections of places, people, and values. Congratulations and best wishes on success on land and air. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming our Minister of Tourism, Mr. Hayden.
Thank you very much, Ms. Leibert. Protocol being established, I would like to recognize that the airline stewardesses on Aurora Airlines are donned with the Anguilla colors.
Yeah.
It was not lost on me, Mr. Schultz.
Thank you.
Today we stand here in a time of historic importance. Today we stand here on the promise of generations before us. Today we stand here with Mr. Schultz and his family to celebrate a moment that links the mainland USA to Anguilla via Aurora Airlines. Exclusively Anguilla Aurora Airlines.
Yes.
Schultz, like us, is putting Anguilla first. The confidence Mr. Schultz and his family has placed in the government and people of Anguilla cannot be understated. And it is important that his investment and the investment he is placing in Anguilla and the people of Anguilla reaps the rewards for all. Today, we welcome a beginning of new things, of great things, but we must thank the people of Anguilla for putting us in the position to make this happen, and for God for putting Mr. Schultz on the earth to deliver by Anguilla. Today, we stand here welcoming Aurora Airlines to the land of rainbows. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless Anguilla and Aurora Airlines and Aurora Resort.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is now my honor to welcome Mr. Schultz to give some brief remarks.
Thank you. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
First and foremost, please allow me to thank you all, each and every one, for being here today and obviously showing me, obviously, our resort, the new expression of transportation that we intend to continue to foster and grow in service, obviously, of our guests on this island, but at some point, we believe in an expanded fashion, that will allow not only those who are coming to visit our resort, but for other applications, that certainly will arise over time as people go back and forth between here and the U.S. I'd like to begin by thanking Minister Hodge for the prayer service from which you began this wonderful occasion. I can't tell you how it warms my heart to really be able to be in a place that cares enough about sharing, if you will, how important all of this is, with the Almighty. When I first, we first introduced, our new expression of our conversion of Cuisinart to a name to be developed, it was a start with a prayer. It was a national anthem that followed, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. It seems to somewhat be diminished or lost in the United States. It's not something that's carried through, in my native country. But to be able to be here in Anguilla and know that there are people that still honor, those who create, something special for all of us, is very meaningful for me. So Ken, thank you so much for what you've done. Obviously, I appreciate also, your premier, Ellis Webster, who I've grown to be somewhat closer to once I've gotten to know him as well. And that's a prelude, if you will, to our intent to be an integral part of this community. We genuinely care about the whole value of partnerships. I appreciate your reference to that, because I believe business together with government, together with the population of this great country, obviously can do great things. And together, working together side by side, we can make things happen. And I'm a make things happen kind of person. Basically, my whole world is wrapped around trying to make something better, trying to make something stronger, trying to make something more successful, and trying to create partnerships with win-win outcomes. That's really what I've been all about for my entire career. I genuinely hope and pray that we can do the very same thing here. We have nearly 500 employees, which I think most of you know already. We're so proud of each and every one. I can't tell you how wonderful the people are that have chosen, obviously, not only to stay with the resort once we've taken it over, but have come to join the resort once they know what it is we're trying to accomplish here. And so for us, it's a combination of doing more of what is really better within the framework of a resort or a business enterprise, while we try to do what's better, more resourceful for the population as a whole. So I've spent quite a bit of time certainly talking with Minister Hodge as well as with the Premier Webster, about investing in new and different and better ways in which we can make Anguilla more successful as a nation. And that's what we believe is important. A role of business in any country is to work side by side to make it better, to make it stronger, to make it more successful. We have big plans for what it is we're attempting to put together. This first year, we've been immersed in rebuilding the infrastructure of the resort, which was probably not in as stable a condition as we would have hoped at the point in time in which we made the purchase. And so we've been investing carefully in what it takes to do the right thing, do the better things, and make the resort, much more friendly, for the guests, which we obviously expect to be bringing here in full force starting in December. We're doing a soft opening the first 2 weeks in December, a grand opening on the 15th of December. And from there on in, we look at it as a full court press, where we can introduce people not only to our resort, but also to this wonderful country and to the people of Anguilla, who have been so gracious, who have been so humble, who have been so hardworking. We just can't say enough about the experience we've had since we got here. So thank each and every one of you for the representation that you've made, obviously, to us, and hopefully we are trying to make with you. Because winning together is clearly what this is all has to be about. And we're confident that we'll do our part, and we know that the ministry, the government, and the community as a whole, they are doing their part in helping to make us successful. We love our airplanes. We've been at work in bringing them up to speed, getting them painted, getting the names on the plane, getting the crews trained, getting the pilots hired, getting them integrated into the flight service. And we are planning on multiple flights from different parts of the U.S. Back and forth, obviously with some reassembled dates for flights. But we do have 4 of these airplanes, and they are all being refined and refinished. I think I would invite many of you to jump on board and just take a little tour of the airplane while you're all here. We'd love to show you what it looks like. And we're proud of the flight service. We're proud, obviously, of our ability to make a difference, you know, in the island of Anguilla with the people that live here and make this home. We want to be a part of that home. And when you see our entertainment park next year, well, we're going to be starting a 7.5-acre entertainment park in January. We want to bring families here, not just couples. We want to bring golfers here. The golf course is going to be extraordinary. I don't know how many of you play golf, but I would hope that you all will appreciate, you know, how it's being redone, recast, rejuvenated. And we are going to have Greg Norman here this weekend. He's going to be walking through the golf course, making sure that everything is as he would want it to be. We are, in addition, building a short course. Short course yet to be named, but we're working on it. Will be 9 holes. It'll cover 15.5 acres. It'll have 1 par 4, 260 yards, 8 par 3s that'll range from 78 yards to 160 yards. It'll be designed so that people who play the game can refine their game on the golf course, and people who are starting to play golf for the first time will have an opportunity to learn to play the game. We are intending to have caddies on the golf course. We're confident that there's going to be plenty of people here on the island that want to get familiar with the game itself, can learn how to be caddies and how to work with golfers, you know, that can obviously show them how to play the game really, really well. And so the way things are scheduled right now, we should be pretty much ready for the first 9 holes by January, February. We'll have 18 holes by April, May, and the short course should join May, June. So we want to make sure that it's completed, it's in great condition, and it'll be enjoyable for each and every person that steps on the course, you know, to play the game. The entertainment park is going to be exciting. We believe families need to be here. We need children of all ages, couples, parents, obviously, to enjoy all that Anguilla has to offer. Obviously, certainly all that our resort will have to offer. We'll have a water park, a principal water park. It will have a lazy river. It'll have tropical pools and grottos and waterfalls. It'll have a swim-up bar. It'll have water slides. We'll also have a full array of courts, all the way from championship tennis courts to bocce ball courts to pickleball courts to volleyball courts. It's going to have child care centers. It's going to have youth centers. It's going to have miniature golf. It's going to have rock climbing walls. It's going to have food trucks out front. We're going to cap it off with a stadium seating for live entertainment weekly for 500 people. And part of that entertainment is going to be the population of the island invited to come and join and take part in what it is we're offering, obviously not only for our hotel guests, but also for the people of the island itself. So we want this to be a real magnet, a real place for enjoyment, for relaxation, for fun, for festivity. And we're so blessed to have started off with about 300 of the employees that were formerly at Cuisinart, now obviously joined by almost 200 more. And we're deeply involved in obviously the introduction and the training and the kind of service that we believe will be memorable for everybody who is staying at our resort. So we couldn't be more proud to be a partner here. We couldn't be more proud to be a part of the community. We have plans that we've discussed both with Minister Hajj as well as with the Premier on how we can give back to the community. And that giving back obviously will be in the form of how we can impact education on the island as well as health and human services. So we are not going to be standing by. We're going to be actively engaged, actively participating in what it takes to be integral, you know, to and with the community as a whole. We'd like to bring other forms of business to the island so that there is more economy that you can actually point to be stronger, you know, than what was here. We know that 85% or so of the economy is tourism. That's all great. but personally we think it can be more, it should be more, and it's a matter of partnering with the government, obviously working to see what else is it we can do as a business venture, to bring more areas of trade and the economy to this island. So with that, I can't say enough how proud I am to be a contributor, to be a participant, to be somebody that actually invests himself, his family, all of our employees in what it takes to set the stage for new, great, strong, and meaningful ways in which we can be a participant in helping to grow the economy, helping to be a part of the entire community. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for this greeting. Thank you so much for being who you are. We could not be more proud to be here. Thank you ever so much. It means the world to me. It means the world to everybody at Aurora. And I know that once you start to experience the pieces and parts that we're bringing together, I think you'll all have a great time being part of what we're trying to do. So thank you all so very much for coming, and I'm sure we can give you a tour of the airplane. The door is open, the stairs are there. You can take a quick look at, what does it look like inside. But it'll be fun, and you'll see more and more and more of these planes coming in and out of here all the time. Thank you very much.
Now to deliver our boarding planes, Mr. Schroeder.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Stacy. I too would like to adopt the protocol already established. Mr. Schultz took a lot of my thank yous. It's difficult to follow the eloquence that I was intrigued with all the stuff that you were describing, and we look forward to that. But let me just express the vote of thanks on behalf of the Anguilla public. Firstly, let me thank the Honorable Acting Premier, Mr. Hodge, and the Premier, and the Minister, especially the Minister for Export Ventures, the Honorable Mr. Hayden Hughes. Let me also thank the persons in the various ministries, especially the Ministry for Infrastructure, which again has to fall under, and all of the support staff that would have made this made possible for your services as well. Let me also thank you, Mr. Schultz, and you, Mr. Fricker, for your investment in Anguilla.
You've given me more to market about the destination, and under your tagline, a paradise for every pursuit. I really want to thank you for your vision. I want to thank you for choosing Anguilla. You could have chosen any other destination, but you chose us, and we truly are grateful for that. And we will make sure now that we will make you proud and make the brand proud. So thank you all again. I'm going to turn it over now to the Aurora team to lead us further. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Hi. Welcome.
Lovely aircraft.
Thank you.